The Haunted House in the Woods. Once upon a time, in a remote village beside a dense, shadowy forest, there was a small house built by a family long ago. Locals whispered that the house was haunted by the spirit of a woman who mysteriously disappeared decades before. Nobody dared step inside due to the strange stories surrounding it. People claimed that when night fell, strange laughter would echo from the house, mixed with voices calling out, as if inviting someone inside. One day, Jack, a young man from the city, heard about the cursed house and was intrigued by the legend. Jack didn't believe in ghosts and decided to explore the house with his friend Mike. Although Mike was initially reluctant, Jack was determined, and eventually Mike agreed to join him. They prepared flashlights and a recorder, heading into the woods as night fell. The path to the house was narrow, overgrown with wild grass. The sounds of insects chirping and leaves rustling underfoot added an eerie feeling to the atmosphere. As they got closer, Jack and Mike felt an unnatural chill, though it wasn't cold outside. When they reached the house, their flashlights revealed a worn, moldy wooden door. Jack pushed it open, and a smell of mold, rotting wood, and something unidentifiable filled their noses. They took a deep breath and stepped inside. The house was empty, yet the air felt heavy, as if time itself had stopped. The living room held a few old pieces of furniture, a dusty sofa, and a large mirror on the wall. Suddenly, from upstairs, they heard the faint, slow sound of footsteps. Mike looked at Jack, eyes wide with fear, but Jack brushed it off, saying it was probably just the wind or the creaking of the old house. They began climbing the wooden stairs, each step creaking under their weight. At the top, they found a door leading to a single bedroom. Jack opened it, and inside was an old bedroom with a bed, a wardrobe, and a vanity. But one detail stood out. On the vanity lay an old hairbrush with long, black strands of hair tangled in it. Mike held up the recorder and began recording their surroundings. Just as they were about to leave, the door slammed shut with a sudden violent force, making them both jump. Mike rushed to pull the door, but it wouldn't budge. Panic set in as they both tried to force it open, but it was no use. Just then, Jack felt a chill run down his spine. When he turned, he saw a faint figure standing beside the vanity. It was a woman, her long hair covering her face. She wore a dirty, tattered white dress. Both men stood frozen, speechless. The woman slowly raised her head, her hollow eyes staring directly at them. In a voice like a soft whisper in the wind, she asked, "Why are you here?" Jack and Mike stood paralyzed, unable to speak. The woman began to move closer, each step feeling as if it stretched endlessly. Suddenly, Mike screamed and smashed the window with his hand. They both leapt out, with blood dripping from Mike's hand onto the ground. When they looked back, the room was empty. The woman was gone. But on the vanity, the hairbrush had disappeared, replaced by a shard of broken mirror with blood-red writing on it. "You will never escape." Jack and Mike ran out of the house, desperate to find their way out of the forest. But no matter how far they ran, they couldn't find the exit. The darkness closed in around them. After a while, they realized they had returned to the very same house. With no escape, all they could do was pray, but it was too late. The curse of the house had trapped them forever in the forest, where no one would ever hear their cries for help.